The viewer of good nature photography perceives the truth, but not the whole truth, not unless she has walked that trail and experienced the moment herself. In effect, a photograph inserts her into the scene without providing the context necessary to appreciate what it meant to get there and to be there. Walking a trail adds perspective that a two-dimensional photograph only inadequately provides or doesn't provide at all. Non-visual aspects of an experience can't be captured by a photograph. Little and big things, such as the morning breeze tousling ferns, the scent of sweet shrub, a great crested flycatcher giving its mournful "weep" call in the springtime woods, the sense of motion imparted by flowing water, blowing clouds, swaying tree limbs, and soaring hawks, the taste of ripe muscadines, and feelings like exhaustion, exuberance, and the discomfort of blisters, chapped lips, thirst, or stings. These contribute to a photographer's appreciation of a moment, but he is unable to pass them along to those who see his photos. Just as the price paid to obtain or to achieve anything enhances its value, the effort behind a photo may be critical to its worth. When photos are unable to tell the whole truth, sometimes words may come closer to doing so. Poetry and prose may incorporate things a photograph can't, such as descriptions of smells, sounds, and feelings. Words sometimes transcend the power of photos to speak the truth. On such occasions, words may be worth 1,000 pictures. I learned this one late morning on the Pinhoti Trail near Fort Mountain. That morning had the feel of January. In deep shade on Fort Mountain's sheltered north slope, ice ribbons grew from the ground and gracefully curled back like a woodcarver's shavings. Icicles fringed rock outcroppings, giving them the look of an old man's raggedy, unkempt beard. But a few miles further along, sunshine favored Double Knob's south-facing slope. The angled, sunny slope mocked the refrigerated shadows nearby, creating a warm, inviting micro-environment. I enjoyed lunch there, comfortably seated on thick leaf litter. No photo could capture that luxurious feeling of satisfaction and well-being. I wrote south-facing slope in hopes that words might come closer to doing so. South-facing slope. In shadows on Fort Mountain's north side, ice ribbons sprout from dank earth, curling back like wood shavings hewn by craftsmen. In shade on Turkey Mountain's lee side, icicles drape craggy woodland outcroppings, raggedy as a forgetful man's untidy beard. Lashing the coast, the tail end of a nor'easter whips each mountaintop, frozen wind fingering shirt cuff and collar, teasing between buttons. At noon, sunlight warms spongy leaf litter, cushioning Double Knob's south-facing slope, an invitation given, unspoken, unmistakable. Have a seat. And I do, for lunch. Words are particularly powerful when they paint pictures in a reader's mind. Similes can do this, as when Robert Frost in his poem Birches described a slender sapling bent over, its leafy crown touching the ground, like girls on hands and knees that throw their hair before them over their heads to dry in the sun. The reader sees it happening. And consider this cautionary simile from the book of Proverbs. As a dog returns to its vomit, so a fool returns to his folly. The reader visualizes the point made by the writer. Effective metaphors likewise create images in the mind's eye of readers and viewers. In the movie Dr. Zhivago, a Russian revolutionary interrogates a suspected spy, saying, "You put your knife with a fork and a spoon and it looks quite innocuous. Perhaps you travel with a wife and a child for the same reason." The analogy is concise and compelling. Yet words, like pictures, sometimes fail us. Abraham Lincoln acknowledged this in his Gettysburg Address, qualifying his remarks by noting that the living could not consecrate that battlefield's hallowed ground, for those who fought and died there had done so far above our poor power to add or detract. There's no advantage to throwing more words into a description, hoping to make it better. Wordiness is almost always a detriment to effective writing, but quantity can be a handy tool for a photographer. Many of our most famous images come from a sequence of lesser photos. Joe Rosenthal took a series of photos of Marines raising the Stars and Stripes on Mount Suribachi on Iwo Jima in 1945. Several of the shots were memorable, but only one became iconic, appearing on recruiting posters, postage stamps, as statues, and in 1,000 other ways. And Dorothea Lange, working for the Resettlement Administration in 1936 during the Great Depression, made 5 pictures of a careworn mother. One of those photos was immortalized as Migrant Mother. The others are forgotten. Lange never knew the mother's name, which would not become known until a reporter identified her 42 years later. She was 32-year-old Florence Thompson, mother of 7 at the time, seated in a roadside tent, 2 little girls at her side, their heads on her shoulders and their faces turned from the camera. Worry lines etched her face, her eyes without hope. In the nation's consciousness, Migrant Mother came to embody the Great Depression, the Dust Bowl, and the Grapes of Wrath migration of destitute Middle America farmers to California. Today it is widely recognized as one of America's most famous, iconic, and important photos. It makes many worldwide lists too. It remains in our consciousness today, almost 90 years later, frequently used in school curriculums, movies, televisions, books, magazines, newspapers, and blogs. Migrant Mother told the whole truth in ways no words could. It was a photo worth 1,000 words. 1,000,000 words. If you enjoy programming like this, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.